What's going down, internet? Based on my Banter channel, I am Thor. This is Thor's Thoughts. Disney Plus dropped 3 weeks ago about now or so. If you haven't been hiding under a rock, haven't heard, the big talk, the biggest show, I mean, their number one show, The Mandalorian. Half the reason I bought Disney Plus for a year. Other half, my childhood. Darkwing Duck, Recess, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, Tailspin, DuckTales, Spider-Man, X-Men. I can go on and on and on and on and on, but I won't. Because we are here to discuss The Mandalorian, chapters 1 through 3. So I said after week 2 I was going to do an episode. I was going to do a Thor's Thoughts of the first 2. Didn't happen. So I waited one more week, waited for the third one to come out. About to have Thanksgiving, about to have a holiday. Figured now's a great time to sit down and discuss my thoughts on The Mandalorian so far. Chapters 1 through 3, spoilers, heavy spoilers. So if you haven't watched it, shut off now, go watch The Mandalorian, and then come back and watch this video. Man, it's if you're expecting me to shoot down this show or to knock this show, you're not going to get a lot of things I don't like. There are a couple things here and there, but for the most part, this is an amazing Star Wars iteration. Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, the talented group of people that they are and that they're working with have done a magnificent job with this story. It takes place 5 years after Return of the Jedi. You're following a Mandalorian. That's literally, they call him Mando or Mandalorian. Doesn't have a name. He's a bounty hunter. They set that up right away. The bar scene that pretty much everybody's seen, where he chops the dude in half with the door and gets his first bounty, and then he goes for his next job. His next job, bunch of small time stuff. He's like, no, I want big dollars. And I can't remember the actor's name, but he plays was Rocky, Apollo Creed. That guy gives him a job for, I think it's Bakar steel, which is like the Mandalorian steel that was taken from Mandalore in the Great Purge, which they talk about a little bit throughout the first 3 episodes, but I think we're going to find a lot more about it later, and I think the Great Purge is going to be tied into his flashbacks. You see him with what appears to be his parents and him as a young child. I'll get to that. But he gets a job to go find an asset. No picture, no disc, as they call it, with like a hologram, what it looks like, just a tracker, pretty much. Go find this asset. Go work for, pretty much it's the Empire. It's the remnants of the Empire. He goes and meets, I don't even remember if they give the guy's name, but it's an old dude who's got some really dirty stormtroopers. And you can tell like the Empire's kind of falling apart because the stormtroopers, they don't look clean. They don't look like a well-oiled machine. They look dirty. They look run down. They look defeated, So he takes this job because it's for that Bakar steel, which I think that's might have when he found out, was when we went to talk to that dude. But so that's the first episode. Then he goes to this planet, meets Nick Nolte's character. Nick Nolte killed it in Star. I can't believe I'm saying this. Nick Nolte in 2019 killed it in a Star Wars show on the internet. That's just let that sink in for a minute. I've spoken. Really, so he goes to this planet and this dude helps him, the Nick Nolte character, helps him because he wants the scum off his planet. It's a peaceful place. People just go there to chill. These people have, brought this asset there, and people have come to try to take it from him, and it's caused a lot of problems, a lot of headache, a lot of, bad stuff. So he goes, obviously does his job, destroys everybody, him and this bounty droid. They wipe out the whole town of bad guys, or whatever, because what's bad, what's good in this world is really up in the air at this point. But they go and do their business. They find it. It's a little egg. Open it up. We're just going to call it Baby Yoda because we don't know what to call it. It doesn't have a name. Species doesn't have a name. So giant debate on the internet. I'm just going to fall on it's Baby Yoda. So not Yoda, but you know what I'm saying. So they open the egg and it's the Baby Yoda species. It's 50 years old, so you're expecting something like fully grown, but we know, Yoda was like 900 years old, so this thing is really an infant still. He finds that he's supposed to take it back to get a whole stack of that steel. What I did like though is when he first got that steel, because he got like a down payment. He got one piece of steel as like a down payment, the rest upon return of the asset. He goes to this like underground Mandalore shop, and there's this woman Mandalorian like blacksmith who's going to make him a shoulder piece. And when she's pounding the Bakar steel and talking about saving it for the foundlings and stuff, or saving some for foundlings, every time she'd hit the steel, he'd have those flashbacks I was referring to earlier of him and his parents running through the streets. And they're definitely setting something up down the road with that, and that's going to tie in because every episode has had it, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure. 2 of the 3, 100%. Possibly 3 of the 3. So he gets that steel, has that flashback, gets a chrome-plated piece or whatever, goes off on his mission. Fast forward to where we are. He's standing next to the droid. The droid says, I'm supposed to kill it. He's like, you're supposed to bring it back for buku bucks. Kill it. Just need proof. Still same payment. Shoots the droid in the head. Kills the droid. Bold move, Cotton. So then fast forward to episode 2. And I like episode 1 is kind of like, because on his ship, he's got all this weaponry and stuff because his first bounty kind of finds it when he's looking through the basements of his ship, like really in the beginning of the show. But he's got all this armor, all this weaponry, all this stuff. And after he finds the kid, he's taking the kid back to his ship to get off the planet. He's jumped by like scavengers pretty much, beats them off, get back to his ship though, and the Jawas have dismantled his ship and are stealing all his stuff. So then it kind of reminded me like of in a video game where you do the first level and you got all your weapons and it's awesome and you got the flamethrower and the arrow spinny thingy. You got all that. And then in episode 2, you're like bare bones. So I kind of like how they did that. And then the orb just kind of follows him around as he walks. It just tracks him pretty much. So he chases the Jawas down, tries to jump on the ship. Doesn't work. He has to go back to the old man, Nick Nolte's character. And he's got to like make a deal with the Jawas to get his own stuff back. It's really funny how you kind of see the inner workings of the Jawas, and then you get to see the inner working of the Jawa ship. I mean, he did obliterate a bunch of them. He blew up like, I don't know, at least 3 or 4. Killed probably a dozen. But, so he has to go pretty much barter with the Jawas to get his stuff back. And they're like, if you get us this egg, we'll give you your stuff. So they take him to this cave. He goes in the cave. That's where you see that horn, the big horn the space rhinoceros. That's what we'll call it. The space rhinoceros. And that thing whoops his ass. Whoops his ass. It was amazing. The action sequences in this show are great, but that was probably one of my favorite ones, at least until episode 3 came out, because he just got taken to town. And then the baby's kind of in the orb, just floating along with him. And then the space rhinoceros is about to pretty much kill him. He's tried his flamethrower. He's tried everything. He can't beat him. And baby Yoda force stops and like levitates the space rhinoceros, and he stabs it in the neck with one shot with his Beskar blade. Boom, puts it down. Then he gets his stuff back. They rebuild the ship. He takes off. He's going to go drop it off. Which was funny because through episode 1, my wife was like, I don't like this show. Little man's on board all the way. But the wife's like, it's boring. Chapter 1 was boring. The Yoda thing was cool, but whatever. Chapter 2, she's like, I'm in. The Jawa stuff was cool. Chapter 3 hits. First, he gets back and he gives the baby to the Empire. She's like, I'm out. Screw this guy. He's a douche. I'm like, let's just hold the phone. This is right in the beginning of the episode. Let's just hold the phone. And so he gives the baby back. He asks, what are you going to do with it? And like guild rules for like bounty hunting guild is like, don't ask questions pretty much. Just none of your business. So he's like, they pretty much shut him down. He's like, all right, he leaves. He takes his car steel. It goes down back into the forge. His armor's got destroyed by the space right now, so he had to have her forge out new armor, like full armor pretty much, with the new steel. So she forges it out, and he's having the flashbacks. But then, like, when he's sitting in there, all the Mandalorians that are down below with him start gathering around because they see just stacks of this Beskar steel. And it was taken in the Great Purge. So this one giant Mandalorian who's in, like, this blue armor, who they say is played by Jon Favreau. Him and the Mando get into it a little bit, little scuffle, but nothing really, this is the way. Really, this is the way. If there was a themed episode 2, it's this is the way. If there's a themed episode, chapter 1 and 2, it's I've spoken. If there's a themed episode 3, it's this is the way. So they talk about never taking off their helmets. Who here has been seen without their helmet on? Like nobody raises their hand. So there's a lot of like Mandalore myth being weaved into this. I don't know if they're true Mandalorians, if they're just keeping up the civilization. They haven't got into that, but there's a bunch of them and only one go out at a time. So they're kind of being hidden. Well, he gets his next mission and he's sitting on his ship. He's about to take off. And it's great to see a character in a full Mandalorian armor with a mask on have an existential crisis on a one shot in chapter 3. You can see him sitting on the ship, and you can see without any facial expressions with the armor on, you can see the existential crisis that he's going through. Do I fly off and go forget about that kid and forget about what I saw and him helping me with the Force? Was that even real? What even happened? Because he's really thrown off by that whole thing because it made his kill not be clean. And most people have never seen anybody or anything use the Force around them. So there's that like, whoa, what did I see aspect to it. He powers on the ship, about to take off. My wife's like, this show sucks. He powers down. She's like, all right, I'm back in. So then he goes, takes out all the stormtroopers, busts back in their thing, blows that him up, and he gets pretty much cornered. Like they're chasing him, and then even they reactivate the trackers, and every bounty hunter in that town that he's in pretty much comes out and is coming to kill him and whatever stormtroopers are left. Like the whole town's coming for him, and he's in this little speeder that's got like a barrier, and he's trying to get to his ship, but it ain't easy. And then chapter 3, best shot. The Mandalorians all fly in. You see jetpacks and so many good Mandalorian armors, and then the bounty hunters and the stormtroopers and whatever start fighting the Mandalorians, and Mando takes off. He gets on his ship with the kid, and he's out of there. And that's where they leave it. And honestly, I can tell you, you can tell I'm jacked, right? You can tell I got a lot of energy about this show. This show is everything I think all Star Wars fans hoped and wanted it to be, and I think and then some. Realistically, if we're being honest with ourselves, there's gripes here and there. I'm not even going to talk about that. The pacing maybe has been a little slow at times, but if you're looking at pretty much 2 hours into this story, I'm fully invested, and every week when it comes out, it's the first thing I want to do Friday when we get home, when the wife's home from work, when little man's home from school, I'm home from doing my stuff. We sit down and eat dinner, and I'm like, Mandalorian new episode, let's go, And the funny thing is, little man was the one, because she was like, on chapter 3, but little man's like, no, let's watch it. And knowing that I was going to see this week's because, Thanksgiving and all that sort of stuff, at least not right on probably Friday when I wanted to. I really wanted to see chapter 3, and getting to see that Mandalorian bounty hunter battle at the end made it all worth it. The Baby Yoda thing is cool. I hope it doesn't be, it's probably going to be the focal point of the whole 8 episodes. Is it going to wear at some point? Maybe. Are they going to make a boatload of cash and money on merchandise because everyone loves this little Yoda dude? Yes, they will. Yes, they will. And I read an article just the other day that the Baby Yoda merchandise will be out by Christmas, just in time for the holidays, which is amazing. So, I don't know. My thoughts, Mandalorian, awesome. Go watch it. Watch it again. It's everything we want it to be. It's Star Wars. It's post-Jedi. This is a great time to explore the universe, because we don't have a lot of what's going on right now anywhere in canon, at least not in movies or cartoons or any of that sort of stuff. We've kind of expunged between prequels and the OG trilogy. Now let's start digging into OG trilogy to new trilogy. Let's start mining that. Well, I guess Resistance falls in that timeline, but Resistance isn't great. Let's be honest here. But Disney Plus, I love it. I'm loving Disney Plus. Little man is hooked on Recess, which I'm super proud of and happy about because it's a great show. Mandalorian, like I said, though, kills it. Leave your thoughts and comments and anything you want to say, Disney Plus, Mandalorian, or cartoons related in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe. I'm Thor. Thor's Thoughts. Happy Thanksgiving. Be safe. Deuces. Till the next one. Oh, no one to say goodbye. Goodbye.